day 3 of the Midwest Pond and Garden Tour, and we visited 10 ponds. And this first pond is unique in that it has a hydroponic system where he grows his own lettuce, amongst other things.
He also does quite a few bonsai plants, and they're really wonderful. We visited this pond, I don't know, what's it been, maybe 5 years, and you can see the weeping willow in the back. That was not as mature as it is now. This pond looks completely different. It's quite good. He's really excited about growing his lettuce. He enjoys having salads all spring.
And he explained that he had a leak, and that explains why he's got a geyser there rather than just a waterfall. So it doesn't usually look like that, he explained, because that is quite dramatic looking. But he managed, even though he had a leak, I don't quite understand where the leak was, but he still managed to keep his pond open and looking good.
And his fish look really beautiful too.
You can see the pipes there that feed the hydroponic system.
Right, and you can see all of his bonsai.
He has bonsais everywhere.
He's really become very good at it. I don't remember seeing so many the last time we were there. And he definitely didn't have as many pond plants. Those are quite pretty too. He's growing the water lettuce in the front, I think, and that's the, what's in the back, Mark?
Is it water hyacinths?
It's water hyacinth, yeah. And he was explaining how, with bonsai plants, many of the trees have to be buried. You can just bury the whole pot with the tree in it in the ground, because that's the way they would normally live. Most of them, more of the tropical ones, he has to bring inside. In the case of our garden, we do have a lot of those types of trees, but they're already buried in the ground, and we keep them bonsai'd in place, which makes it a lot easier. So he has a lot of work to do at the end of the season with all of those plants in the containers.
And you can see his hydroponic system there, where it's taking water from the pond and feeding it through. And he has quite a lovely garden too. And again,
look at how he's made all those little
bonsai.
wooden stands for all of his bonsais.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bonsai everywhere. And he has a pear tree.
Right.
And you can see that it's heavy with fruit. And probably been dragged down by the rain too. We've had a lot of rain lately, although it held off today during the tour. We kind of were ahead of it all day, which was good. So here's his table full of bonsai.
It looks like he has a lot of smaller plants waiting to go into pots to be bonsai'd too. That's an old one.
Okay, now we get a good view of his hydroponic system. So it takes water from the pond and feeds it through these trays in which the plants, in this case lettuce, are planted. And he says he can come out, pretty much every day and pick a head of lettuce. The reason it works is, of course, is because there are fish in the pond and the fish poo, and it acts as fertilizer for his lettuce.
So we've visited this pond. I think this is our 3rd time visiting these homeowners because we kind of know them now. Once you become familiar with various pond owners, we all visit each other's ponds, and it's really, really fun. So this is an absolutely beautiful pond built by Aquascape, and he's got an amazing wooden bridge that they found for him, but we're also impressed with his garden. He does some beautiful plantings. I see over on the left, one of my favorite plants was a nepeta called Montrose White, and I highly recommend that you plant it if you want pollinators from about now until the end of October. You can see it there on the left, lower part of the screen. You will have so many bees, it will look like the entire plant is moving. It's fabulous. I recommend it to everybody who comes here. And you can see he must have had a little bit of trouble with herons, I think. Do you remember him talking about that? Because he's got some fish line across there, and that can prevent a heron from walking into your pond. It is a beautiful stream coming down into a waterfall. It's quite lovely.
Yep, and sorry about that bump.
Oh,
That was me. I read the sign saying, be careful of the step, but I still missed it.
all of his plantings of the perennials, they're so pretty.
Yeah, I really admired this bridge that he has. The beautiful wooden bridge.
Aren't some of those evergreens beautiful? Sometimes I see these gardens, we visit them and they think, where can we put some of these plants or trees in our garden? And the answer is we can't. We just don't have any room.
But we try. And
we try.
And that's one of the wonderful things about going on these pond tours, is it gives you ideas and inspiration to do things in your garden when you get back home. Because gardening never stops, and we are talking about changing our garden based upon what we saw at this pond
based
tour.
upon at this house, yeah, because I really like the way the stream runs down into the waterfall. So we may be getting our pond builder out next spring to take a look and see what he can do.
And the other thing that we realized in talking to the pond owner as well is our pond really is due a clean out. We haven't had it cleaned since it was rebuilt in 2018. And because we have stones, rocks on the bottom, quite a lot of sludge has built up over time. Because in talking to this pond owner, and he has wonderful water clarity, he was telling us that he has regular pond clean-outs. Oh, and this area, I think the first time we visited, we spent ages sitting on that glider and just enjoying the vibe of this garden, which is really, really well done and quite wonderful. In fact, I think we call it the glider house, don't we?
We do.
Yeah, when we look at the list.
Sometimes we'll forget names and go, that was a house with a glider.
Yeah.
And it was a really hot day the first time we visited, so we sat in that shaded area with the glider, and I think we spent at least 10 minutes on that glider. It even made us think we needed one for our garden, but we've never done it.
No, we don't have the space.
We don't have the space for a glider. Oh, and these cookies. He called them koi keys. Oh, and they were so good. His daughter made them. Isn't that cute? We told him we have to steal that idea for our tour.
Yes.
So this next homeowner has been in the club for quite a long time, and he definitely knows how to build his own pond. This is his third time building it. He added a couple of waterfalls. I won't even tell you the equipment. He listed in the description of his pond all of the equipment he has to keep his pond clean. And it's amazing.
Oh, the water quality is really, really good.
It was really good. And that's why, I mean, a lot of these homeowners, and the more they learn about keeping fish, one of the most important things is the water quality, of course, for the fish. But also, you want to make sure that you can see your fish when you're here, and you can. He's got some bubblers in, so it just prevents you from seeing them a little bit. But if you want healthy fish, you don't want to lose any. You want them to grow. He's got a lot.
Mm-hmm. He also had there's the double waterfall.
Oh, right.
I think he did a really nice job there. I think he was saying in the description that he's trying to make it look more natural. And he's certainly achieved that. That's some wonderful stonework.
Right. And the shrubs around it too. That looks like a creeping juniper of some type. That's really pretty. It does soften the stones. We do that too. All of the growth in the center is really pretty. I'm not sure what those are. Oh, you can see the Japanese maples that he talks about in his description. And then they've done a nice job with annuals as well. But he built his pond himself. I think we did visit this a few years ago, and it's really different. He really did a nice upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some really pretty driftwood too, which I always think we need on the top of our waterfall, but I don't know where to find it. I think while Mark was videoing this, I was standing and talking to him about water quality.
This is a pond that we've visited often, and one of the things I like about it is the way that you enter the property. As you can see, it's very secluded, even though it's on a fairly busy street. The other amazing thing about this pond as well is the quality of their fish. The pond owners have won several prizes for their fish. You can see it's quite a large pond, quite deep. I don't remember how deep.
It is 10,500 gallons, which is quite big. I don't think they say how deep it is. No, but they have an upper pond, and that's where they keep their lotus and their water lilies, and a basalt column bubbler, which then flows into this. And a lot of times the reason to keep that kind of a second pond is because all of those plants act as it's like a biological filter for the rest for your water. We keep a little bog, but theirs is quite large.
They have some very large fish, but some very, very beautiful fish. Some of the best fish, some of the best koi that I've seen on these tours. You can see why they've won prizes for their koi.
Now, many of the pond owners, or the homeowners here, they take their koi out of the ponds and they show them at various locations around the country. It has to be very stressful, but they enjoy winning prizes for their fish. And many of them are so beautiful that we can see why.
So those metal structures you see there, it's a hoop house. So these pond owners that build that over their pond in the winter and cover it in plastic to protect the fish during the winter.
And as you can see, their property backs right up onto the Burlington Railroad.
But that doesn't distract from how well landscaped their property is.
No.
Some nice flocks there.
They've really done a good job back here because they had a number of trees died a few years ago, and they have completely redone this landscaping. It looks beautiful.
It was a hydrangea, was it, there?
That was really pretty. And he warned Mark as he walked through there because he's had chipmunks, and so he keeps filling in the chipmunk holes with dirt. We all have those. Although I don't think they talked about battling rabbits. Just about every pond we visited talked about how many rabbits we've had this year. That's a really pretty little pine tree. This is a home we visited before, but we did not remember that we had visited it. I think they made a number of changes too since we were here the last time. They have a lot of very nice annual plantings here. They have a beautiful pergola. We didn't really show it in there, but it's a very nice covered pergola because it had rained all morning. And they have quite a number of decorative items. That little bowl has water lettuce in it. He has a lot of pond plants, a lot of water lilies, but one of the most impressive things, you'll see it as we go around, he is growing a tree in his pond. And I forgot to ask him how he can do that. It's a bald cypress. We have one on our parkway that's quite a bit bigger than this, but it's really lovely.
And you can see they had their furniture covered, so it had rained.
Right.
Although it had stopped by the time we got here, because as I said, we were running ahead of the rain the whole day. And that's quite a lovely waterfall. The way it splits into two other waterfalls, it's very well done.
They finally got around the normal feeding time, so you know how that is. I come home from work and I think they're food.
And then you can see there's the bald cypress growing in his pond, which is amazing. I haven't seen that before.
No, no, we haven't. And it really, the pond is beautiful the way it's right next to the patio. They do a very nice job with everything. They've got their fire pit there.
Yeah, you can tell that it's an area that they use a lot, and it does have a very relaxed atmosphere. So if I had to describe this next property in one word, the word would be magical. I said to the owners as we left, we could have spent several hours here. They have such an amazing collection of evergreens.
And it's a relatively small garden too. She has really packed everything in, and she buys her evergreens online and lets them mature. And I know the grower that she buys from. I've actually ordered online from them, but we don't have anything like this. And as the homeowners mentioned, the gentleman there, he's in charge of the pond and the fish. And if you have any questions about the landscaping, ask my wife, because she knew everything.
So
that's a miniature ginkgo.
So the pond is, let's not miss the pond.
Right, right.
But because the pond is also excellent. Those are some beautiful water lilies. That's probably the first thing we noticed when we walked in, was the water lilies. Hadn't seen that colour before. His water quality is really good, and he has some very nice koi. And it's really well integrated into the landscape. Very natural looking. But the stars of the garden are the collection of trees and other evergreens. Really is quite something.
And they still manage to have a little patch of grass.
Yes.
So you can walk through it. But look at that pine tree on the left. And what she does, if you have a pine tree, well, you'll notice in the spring, they put out on each little edge, it's called a candle. And if you want to keep your pine tree small, you cut the candles off by about half. And she's been doing that because she has to maintain them in this small garden.
And some of these trees are really old, like this elm that we're going under now. And she buys them actually as miniatures, but in the case of the elm, lets them grow. We were surprised, if not shocked. We have a miniature elm in our fairy garden. We had no idea that if you left it, it would grow as big as this guy.
She does have a rabbit issue, like most of us, because she had been putting chicken wire around some of her more delicate plants, especially hostas. They do like to chew on hostas.
And then back to the pond, I was saying that it's extremely well integrated into the landscape. Some nice rocks. A waterfall that's not too dramatic, so it doesn't make too much noise, but very, very natural looking. Really well done. Was it an aquascape pond? I don't remember.
I don't think so. I'm not sure. They may have built this themselves. Oh no, it is. It's an aquascape pond. After this tour, I actually went home and looked online for buying water lilies online, because they're not available locally, really. A couple of garden centers sell them, but they're pretty standard. And this was a particularly beautiful one, so I'm going to have to find it.
I'd say they have even less grass than we do.
Yes, they do. The homeowner here is actually a pond builder. And so he has a number of features. You can see them in his front yard. They're quite nice. It looks like he needs a little bit of space to park, so he's made a little extra spot here in his front driveway to park a car. But he's got some lovely boulders. He has some nice bubbling urns here in the front, and that's quite pretty.
It is, those are some really nice rocks.
They are nice
It's
rocks.
very well done. So moving into the back garden, you can see more urns. You can tell he's a pond builder, and you can tell he's really into water features. And probably the thing that caught my eye right away was that bridge with the break in it, which is quite dramatic. You kind of have to step over or jump over it. I thought that was quite well done. And again, you can see some of those rocks, some of those boulders, quite dramatic.
It looks like his fish aren't very mature. He just has some small fish in there right now. He was quite busy with some other people visiting and talking to him about building ponds, I think, and so we didn't really get to talk to him.
But again, it's quite well integrated into the landscape. And the waterfalls aren't too dramatic, so they don't make a big crashing noise. So it makes for quite a relaxing environment.
And I think the reason he has so many water features there is because he is a pond builder, and he probably takes people into his back garden and the front and just shows them what you can have and what it looks like. It's hard to envision sometimes.
So as we approach this next pond, we should probably explain what these fish that you've been seeing in other videos are. They're provided by the pond club that we belong to, and it's a useful indicator of where the pond is as you drive up to it.
Oh, and this house,
Beautiful landscaping, which kind of promises what's to come in the backyard, which is really quite spectacular.
They do a beautiful job with their annuals. And then as you approach it, so many perennials here. This must be completely shade because they have the hydrangeas, they've got the heucheras. It's very pretty.
There's some nice ferns back there too.
Nice ferns.
That looks like an endless summer hydrangea.
Right. It's quite a sloping backyard, as you can see, because we have to go down a few steps to get to the pond.
And that's not bad camera work on my part because I was going down steps.
True.
That wasn't too shaky.
So as we approached this house when we were parking, there were more cars on the street than any house we visited on this particular day. And I think that's because it is a spectacular pond. This is his fourth pond. He's had 4 homes, 4 ponds, and he said this is the last one because he's got everything he wants now. And you can see how beautiful this is. It's right up next to the patio. Has some of the most impressive water lilies I've ever seen. And he has a lot of them too, but it's a large pond. Let me just check and see how big it is.
8,000, was it?
6,000 gallons, 30 by 20 by 4 feet deep. He has 3 dozen kois. Obviously lots of lilies. Some are tropical and hardy, some even bloom at night. We've never seen that, but we have such a small pond, relatively speaking, that we can't have that many, or we'd have to divide them a lot. But he did say, I don't know if you remember him saying this, Mark, but he takes them all out in the spring, divides them by 3. He keeps 2/3 and he gives away another 1/3. So if he does that next spring, we're going to have to watch for his notification. We have so many yellow blooming ones, and they're beautiful, they really are, but it helps to have a little bit of diversity, I think, in the color in your pond. I don't know how he did that smoke feature. I'm not sure how he does that.
It's quite dramatic though.
It is very dramatic. And some of the plants in there too. I don't know what that is. This looks like a reed. he probably has to keep them in pots because frequently, we learned this with the first time we built a pond, we had some flag iris and they just took over the entire pond. Mark had to get in the fall with a machete and chop them down. They were beautiful, but they were taking over. And so if you keep something in a pot, it's a little bit easier to maintain it in your pond. That is obviously where they sit. And look at how beautiful it is.
Yeah, because this is the best view of the pond, which is why they put the seating area right here.
And look at the different colors of the evergreens that hang over too. That takes some creativity, and they did a beautiful job with that.
And some really nice plantings. Those cone flowers look especially good next to the pond like that.
They do.
Look how picturesque that is. That's beautiful. You wouldn't believe that that was in somebody's back garden.
True. It's absolutely stunning. They spend a lot of time working on it. This homeowner found this pond in the backyard when he bought the house. He's an elderly gentleman. There's a beautiful covered pergola there. He just left the pond, he loved it, and he's just done a few little things to tweak it. He's enjoying his fish. It's really lovely. He has all these very large stacked rocks that you can walk up. And we spent a lot of time talking about, he has a shark. It's a small shark. A lot of people have these little, I forget what it's called, some kind of a finned shark. They don't get very big apparently, but they do eat the algae off the sides of your pond. And that's why some of the pond owners get the little sharks. We took a long time to find him because he's black, but I spent a lot of time with him looking for his shark. And that's a nice little area, nice little sitting area up at the top too. So imagine buying a house and you have this in your backyard, and that would be lovely. He has quite a few very nice fish. Nice little seating area over there. Really pretty.
Yes, it is. It's very serene.
It would be interesting though, buying a house with a pond and then having to discover how to take care of it if you never had one before. But it's a lovely addition to a landscape. That pergola is quite nice.
Mm-hmm. So this was the last pond on the tour. Actually took us 45 minutes to get to it, but it was well worth it. It's set in several acres of wooded area and is quite dramatic.
I would say it's quite dramatic. It's one of the most dramatic ponds we've ever seen, and we had been here previously. We always want to see if the homeowner has made any changes to their pond. And he had not really made any changes, but still just as stunning as ever. And he did mention to us he never has to see any neighbors because of the wooded lot. You walk into this lot and you do not expect what you see. I think he needs that piece of equipment to cut his grass.
Yeah, because he cares for the trees in this area too, so he's quite busy. And again, it's not what you would expect. So this stream runs next to his patio and then into a pond, and then there's another stream with another waterfall that runs into the main pond.
A lot of places to sit and enjoy it. That must be nice, a little fire pit in the fall. Look at the trees, just what a beautiful wooded lot.
You know, no neighbours in sight.
The whole thing is really steps down. You walk down a number of steps to get to the lower patio where the fish actually are in the pond. And I think he does call it a swim pond. He does swim in it. Lovely gazebo to spend time in. If he has any mosquitoes, we didn't notice any.
And that's the main pond that the waterfalls and the streams flow into. And there's quite a lot of fish. See, up there was the waterfall that we crossed, the stream that we crossed, coming in. So it's made really effective use of the landscape there, because obviously that hill that was already there, and the way he's built his ponds and waterfalls into that landscape works really well. I'm assuming it was there before, then it wasn't man-made. It doesn't look man-made at all.
No, it doesn't. It has 12,000 gallons and another 6,000 gallons, so he has a lot of space for a lot of fish, and he does have quite a few. Thanks for joining us on today's pond tour. We really enjoyed it, and we hope you did too.
If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more content just like it. Thanks for watching. Bye.